I don't do clips.
Rekieta is here now. What's up, Nick?
Boy.
Hey, what's up, guys?
Not
Hi.
too much, buddy. Good to see you.
Good to see. Well, you can't see me, but
Nick, Tukey from Tukey Soup again. I have a follow-up to my last question.
I'll give you some soup, buddy.
Yay! Well, that's what I don't understand. So you painted the canvas, and then was Aaron in the room, and you were like, "Hey, bitch, clean this up," and then you left the room? Like,
No, he wasn't in the room.
Uh-huh.
He wasn't there at all. Like that's weird.
So
No,
he came
like,
into the room after? Like you went to go get a Pepsi, and he just like came out of the
Yeah, I-
closet. I was like, "Oh,
I
right, I'll
legitimately
clean this up."
don't. I don't remember where I went, but for whatever reason, I mean, there was less activity, so I went somewhere else. I had to go do something. I don't know
Yeah,
what
I'm
it
sure
was.
you were dehydrated.
Clean
might
up
have just
crew!
I might have gone to bed. I mean, it any number of things. I might have, gone to bake cookies. Who knows? But I wasn't there. It was not a thing where I was involved or had any knowledge of it at all. Like I don't care that much. I wouldn't choose for that to happen. But like if that's what he likes to do, like
Yeah.
I mean that's
What he's into, right?
I don't care about other people's fetishes. Like it's not my thing.
Yeah, as Maddox once famously said, there's nothing wrong with being a cuck.
Right.
Delicious.
Like if he asked me to do that, I'd be like, look, that's weird. No, like I'm not.
You're like,
not
I'm
into
the
that.
bowl asshole. That's why I'm not doing that. That's your job.
There's a concept in law called abandoned property, right? Like when you leave something and you're done with it and you don't want it ever again, someone else is free to come along and take it.
It's also called finders keepers.
The thing is amazing about him is like now how things have morphed so heavily. So many of these things, it's like, Aaron, this is your idea. Like this story was your idea. And he's like, I can't believe. Like, okay, so he's told the story of how he proposed all of this to April in Vegas, right? Like
Right,
she's
yes.
in the shower. He goes in there with his palms sweaty, mom's spaghetti, and he's like, babe, I just need you to get out of the shower, right? Don't even towel off. Just come sit with me on the bed, sopping wet. And I need to tell you about this thing that I want to do. And I'm really worried about it. And now he's like, April was saying how she wanted to do this type of stuff, and she just gaslit me into believing that I wanted to do it. I had no agency in any of my decision making. It's like, homie, that like, and that's every story.
Yeah, every story. And Melton has done a great job documenting this. Every story has changed to be the opposite of what it first started as. Like slowly over time that he doesn't even realize it. Nick, I have to ask you this. Do you know anything about the third wheel that was on that Vegas trip with them? Because it seems like they started experimenting with this stuff before they were hanging with you guys.
It's actually innocuous. They were not,
Okay.
It was not a third wheel. Like, I think there was someone who stayed in whatever room that they had, but there were
Yes.
it was like a group of friends who went
Okay.
like together. I think there were 3 or 4 people.
That's what he called
It
you
was.
guys for a while.
Good point.
Like I cannot speculate or confirm any like stuff like that. As funny as it might
Yeah, but
be,
he-
the best
he's-
I know is it's just like a friend who would go to Vegas with them.
Yeah, but
an
they
old
had-
high school friend of his or something.
They showed their room. There were 2 queen beds in there instead of the 1 king bed. And then they were bragging about how they did Vegas right this time. And it's like, yeah, right next to another guy.
Well, didn't they go to the Green Door? Or what was that place called?
Yeah, they went to the Green
Swingers
Door,
Club?
which is the biggest swingers club here.
Anyway,
Did they
whatever.
really? That's funny.
Yeah.
It's all of it's very weird. You might have known about Baldos
Well,
long before hanging out with you. I don't
Maybe
know.
when he talked to her about it, maybe he was like, there's a place we can go and like just watch to see
Yeah.
if we're into it or if I get hard.
Or if I can keep my erection up.
I just love that the Melton movie voice has become canonical and Nick's just constantly doing it.
Yeah. No.
I had to listen to that
April.
voice all the time. Like that's how he talks. So here's something I've tried explaining to a few people. Because people don't understand Aaron. They're like, oh, he's deceptive, or oh, he's lying, or he's changing stories. No. The man has no past, present, or future. None of it exists.
Yes.
The only thing that exists is whatever he wants to be true right now for whatever reason. And he will change,
Right.
even if talking to the same person in the same conversation within minutes, it will shift dramatically. He did it on his interview
Boxing
with,
challenge is a perfect example of that.
Yeah,
Like,
we've seen it.
We just saw this today. But yeah, go ahead, Nick. You're spot on with this.
He did it in his interview with Will Heron, where he's like, Nick's only option, the only thing he could do is to shut the fuck up. Like, he just has to be quiet. He has to do it. And then 10 minutes later, he's like, he stopped talking because he's a giant bitch. And like, why would you ever not talk about it? You just go online, you just talk around it. But like, and he unironically believed each thing at each time he says it. And this is true. It's not something he does. It's not a choice. There's very little in the way of manipulation from him on that. I mean, he's an excellent manipulator, but on that front, he is dead honest. He believes the reality that he sculpts constantly, and I don't think he's aware that he does it at all.
I agree.
But that's why everybody is always responsible for anything bad, and if he admits to anything bad, I was the least bad one.
Yeah,
Right.
and
it's narcissism.
Everyone to an extent believes their own reality because that's just what perception is fundamentally. But he knows better because he won't get caught in stuff. He won't play a clip. Corndiff sent that clip in today of him backing out of the boxing thing last time. And he just goes, you know what, Corndiff? I'll Venmo you $5. I'm not going to play this. Watch him seethe. And it's like, yeah, he won't. He knows he can't. He said that Melton begged me to come to Hack-a-Mania, said ticket sales aren't going well, and he needs me. Well, play that. He said he saw a clip of this. Why wouldn't you play it? It just makes no sense.
Dick Tukey from Tukey Soup here, second time, long time. Are you telling us are you telling us we have to wait till March until your one-man show, Nick Rekieta, from heel to toe?
From heel to toe, otherwise known as My Target Protein Shake release area.
Well, I also wanted to ask you about that. Are you offended that Aaron is so deeply denying this? I mean, I don't think he liked your take.
Again, this is one of those stories where it was his idea. I wasn't even there. I wasn't around. I wasn't in the room. I didn't know it happened until a couple days later.
You checked the footage. I get it.
I love when he's like, he just was willing to believe anything April allegedly may have told me because he was so mad and he hates me so much. I'm like, bro, I heard about this right in the middle of everything.
Right.
It's not like I heard about it yesterday.
Yeah, because they're all still getting along, right?
Story.
Patrick Melton has no balls. Everything
Not
he
true.
does is performative. It's an act. He's a chicken shit.
Patricksballs.ytmnd.com. You can see them.
That's true, yes.
Patricksballs.ytmnd.com. Enjoy.
The fact that this guy is saying that everything he does is performative, it's such projection. And when people do this kind of thing, I'm like, do you hear what you're saying? And you're fine with that. But I guess it goes back to what Nick was saying earlier, where he believes his own, he's smelling his own farts. He doesn't even realize this is what he's
no
always
idea.
performing.
I promise you, he does not know that the reality he's talking about was generated the moment he opened his mouth and will never exist again.
Right.
Here's the thing, guys. You don't realize that, again, according to how Aaron runs businesses, self-admittedly, how he runs the Steel Toe Morning Show, if you're not selling tickets enough, you could just buy the tickets yourself because you're not the show.
Right.
And therefore, you are not actually like doing anything. It's just someone who's not the show is buying tickets from the show for the show's benefit. Just like when he sends him a super chat and just gives 30% of money that he has to YouTube for no reason.
So you're saying he's bought fake super chat?
No, not fake ones. He did it.
No, he's saying
the
that he
show.
actually takes the $5. Yeah.
He's like, we're short $75. You know, we just need to get past 50. So what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to cover the 25 so we can keep going. Like he's done that on shows that I have listened to. So I know that's not like some secret.
Right.
Also, yes, with the fake super chats. Yes, 100%. Definitely he has done that too. But I was talking about when he would openly state, well, look, I'm going to cover the difference now. It's like, that's not covering the difference. Like giving YouTube 30% of the money if you make a super chat, but he wouldn't even make a super chat or a Streamlab donation. He'd just say, it's coming from me. I'm covering it. So then apparently what he's doing, maybe Taxman would be interested in this, is he's just allegedly adding a value of money to the company and getting nothing in return. And then purportedly he would be setting that up as revenue for the company. Like I'm not sure.
We call
But
it
if he
creative
wants to
accounting. All
Yeah,
right.
but it's only
he's
fucking
doing
him.
it,
He's double
if he says
taxed.
he's doing it and then doesn't actually do it, it starts to look like fraud. But like, I don't know. I'm not a lawyer.
well played.
I'm suspended, man. Like I can't give legal opinions. So it's
Come to his
me as a guy.
Hack-a-Mania event. Apparently, it's not selling well. Hack-a-Mania is on the ropes. And
Hack-a-Mania, no pun intended, huh?
That's next year, Hack-a-Mania 3 on the road.
how ironic that Patrick, once again, just like when his streaming career was on the ropes, who did he go to rescue himself?
Pookie.
A pile of shit that everyone wanted to laugh at. That's right.
Hack-a-Mania apparently not doing well. Who's he going to? Me. And now, in the clip, as I understood it, because he's not a good broadcaster.
Why does he
Patrick
say as I
said,
understood it? Why does he say as I understood it?
Because you're not a good broadcaster. He has to decipher it.
He's trying to be like, I didn't watch it. But it's like, you watched it.
Wants
He
Nick
doesn't even have
Rekieta
Mike
or
Lindell with his, having his back. How could he be a good broadcaster?
myself at Hack-a-Mania. Now, judging by how things are going, no matter who you get, we're going to have to inform the state of Minnesota that we'll be out of the state. And with Nick probably having to be drug tested, I don't know
Not a
if
good
calling
look.
his probation officer and telling him
That I
that
have a
a
work
guy who's going to
function
be
in Las Vegas.
Right.
Here's the hotel I'll be at. Here are the days I'll be gone. I can
Right.
either get a local drug test or I can come back and you can drug test me the next morning.
I mean,
How
Yeah,
could
I
that
said
possibly be worked out?
he's like, it's not going to look good. You go into Vegas, a former drug addict. I'm like, he's a YouTuber going to a YouTuber conference. Like, it's not crazy. It's not nuts.
Can you put in the contract that if we knock out Aaron, we get to come in his base?
Yeah.
Yes.
No, I don't want you to guarantee that he'll show up.
He's obviously trying to make this thing where it's just like, well, you guys won't even be able to meet my stipulations, therefore it's not going to happen.
Right.
It'd be very easy for him to just be like, well, it's fine if Nick can't make it. I'll still go. It's that easy.
will I do the Hack-a-Mania event? Kind of. Listen to my idea. I think this is great. So what is it? You and all your people at Hack-a-Mania. I mean, Aaron is the worst guy in the world, right? He is
No. Stuttering shots way
Not even
worse.
close.
Yeah,
Not even close.
This is part of his narcissism. He's like,
Yeah.
I'm the worst, right? I'm the
Yeah.
number one bad guy, right?
I put Zelensky on that list. I'd put a lot of people on that list.
It's like,
but
no, we
okay.
just think you're a one of a million run of the mill pieces of shit. It's like I said, you beat your wife a few times. Like there are people who beat their wife every day. Like you're not that bad.
Aaron is a clown that is setting himself and the people he loves on fire. Like that is that's who he is. Not the worst person in the world, but yeah.
is our white whale. We just can't seem to take him down. No matter how many harpoons. Queequeg
Also-
Melton just
Wait a minute.
When I met you, when I met you and started watching you, I had under 100 viewers watching my live show, and now I have 1,000 sometimes, and sometimes you have 100 and something viewers, and your wife and partner left. Injured. We got you a little bit. I mean,
He also described himself as a white whale who spends his time dodging harpoons, which I think is accurate. Like,
Right.
I've never seen a steel toe come up with 3 barrels in them.
I was never able to spear that beluga, but damn it, I tried.
can't seem to take Captain Ahab Carl just can't seem to take down his white whale.
Yeah, that's what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to get Opie and Stuttering John and Mooby off the internet, you retard. It's the
Carl,
opposite of that.
you've been after him for 5 months.
I know, right? I just can't take him down for some reason.
This isn't reality, but this is what he feels is reality.
Yes,
so
these
he
are
feels in his
feelings.
heart
Yep.
that everyone wants
I'm gonna
him
give you your
to
chance.
leave.
I make him feel.
Here's my counteroffer, take it or leave it.
Until tomorrow when he realizes how dumb it is and he's like, no, God, don't you understand trolling? Like, I can't believe you guys don't get the intricacies of the joke.
God.
Oh, fuck.
That
That was
trolling
amazing
thing.
this
I
week.
made you do that.
That was amazing. The Anthony Cumia thing where he pretended that Anthony was saying good things about him, and then everyone called him out, played the clips back to back, and he goes, "Oh, you idiots, you fell for my thing I was doing. Oh, gaslighting your audience? That was a bit? Good
Wait,
one."
pretending
even-
not to know what a comet is?
Even if it
Just
is
comes
a
out
bit,
the other side. Like every time a comet hits the planet, it just goes, it does its destructive stuff, comes out the other side, keeps
right.
going. That's why
No worse for the
volcanoes
wear.
exist.
even if it is a bit and he was trolling, like he wasn't, but let's assume that he was, you would want people to fall for it. So why are you chastising people
Right.
for falling for the thing that you wanted them to fall
Only if
for?
you're lying and trying to make it seem like you were playing 4D chess.
Right.
Patrick, we can't do this over streaming. You have to send me an email. We have to have some kind of correspondence. You
You can
can't.
easily do it over streaming. There's nothing preventing that at all. Like you're doing it right now. Like,
Also,
over
I mean,
streaming. It's
I
happening.
emailed him, texted him last time, and he ignored it all.
Right.
So
Count on Kiwi Farms to get me the message. But here's the deal.
But it is like
As you know,
you can
I
count
am,
on Kiwi.
an
Farms.
All right,
Right.
let's get to the deal. I want to know what his deal is.
Every
Let's figure
time-
this out.
Every time before he jerks off, he goes and checks Kiwi.
I get it. He'll see the message there, is what you're saying. I agree. Yes.
Right.
Boxer. I have a fight coming up February 22nd. I think Mr. Jim's in Foley. Got about 10
I'm
or
gonna
15
go.
that have to be cut off of this in the next month and a half, or I'll be fighting in a f***ing corset. But
He's had to lose. the same
I can
15
always use
pounds
the
for
work. And if I
5
go to
months.
lot,
Yeah, it's not going well.
Why not use the podcast in the corset?
Well, he's also the problem is, Nick. I don't know if you know this, but Pasta Bucket has just the best food.
Oh,
It's
it
very hard
sounds
to
so
lose
good.
weight.
I want a bucket of pasta.
and cookies.
I almost the picture. I was there. I was in St. Cloud, and I'm looking. I'm like, oh, there's pasta buckets. I should go take a selfie, but it's snowing, and I hate it.
I want a bucket of ravioli.
You could get the
I
vodka
actually
sauce.
do.
You
That
can get the
sounds
red
delicious.
sauce. You
Oh,
can
can
get
I mix
bolognese.
sauces? Oh, pasta
Las
bucket.
Vegas, Lord knows I'm going to be plenty unhealthy, and I'll have to stay in somewhat half-assed fighting shape. So back
You're
in
gonna
the
destroy your
70s,
fighting
George
shape the
Foreman
one day you're in Vegas. Yes, that's how that works.
That's
That's,
how
how
that
your
works.
body's physiology works.
Yep.
did this event. And during this event, George Foreman fought
Here we go.
5 opponents in one night.
Yeah.
So did Billy
Knocked them all.
Staples.
No, I'm sorry. He beat all 5 of them, did not knock them all out. You've got 4 or 5 guys who just want to open. One of them being
do?
Nick Rekieta.
Okay.
So
All right. So we
Nick
all want to
might.
fight
Nick-
this.
Junior beat 10 guys in one night. Foreman was slow.
Yeah, and George Foreman famously going into that match with a 0 for 2 record.
Right. And also, I just want to point out how famously I'm always telling Aaron I want to fight him and beat
Yeah.
him up. That's what I go on WATP every day. I'm just like, here are the list of people I want to fight
He's-
today.
He's right though. Anybody can eat one guy.
So here's what I offer to you, Patrick. I can get us into like the Mayweather boxing gym or whatever boxing gym you want to do. I just bring my
The list goes on.
I bet he can't.
Yeah,
How
says,
can
"I
he do this? He just he's like, look,
Yeah.
I have boxing credentials. Hashtag X to down. But I have boxing credentials. I just call them up. They'll just look. They're just gonna let us in, and we'll just set up a multi-tiered event that will take an hour of time. Have 5 people, all need liability coverage and probably clearance from the state athletics commission. We'll
Yeah.
come in. We'll just have a little ring, and just to make it easier, we'll broadcast it live to the world for anyone to watch, and they won't care at all.
Just like at that wedding when he had the rap contest that he got choked out in. I think if he ever gets in a real fight, he's going to be shocked that people aren't like following the rules.
Yeah, he'll come out. He'll like, I won on points.
Right. It's just going to be like, this isn't the way anybody fights. There's no corner to go to. You're not going to hear any bell in the beginning.
You're not doing the proper boxing stance. This doesn't count. Stop swinging at me.
Hey, keep it above the belt.
He lists these major boxing gyms and then suggests that you'll be able to go in there for presumably for free, set up a live stream commercial event that's quote unquote endorsed by their gym. And his audience is known for starting N-word chants in public places. I think at Vegas boxing gym, that'll probably go over great, like just like it did at Stoney's.
Well, he could have a troll email him tomorrow that, hi, it's Floyd Mayweather. I caught the show. I'd love to open the gym up to you guys.
Progressively, as the show is going on, all the possibles become impossibles. Like, maybe not Mayweather. We might need to go to Big Bear or the other one.
Guys, this is easy to do. All I got to do is this, and maybe not that, and probably not that thing, but this thing might be difficult.
This actually sounds like listening to Blade and Chad set up the AC event. They're like,
right,
dude, we already announced it. The hard work's done.
Yeah,
like
all I just
all
got to bring a
is,
PA system and figure out the internet connection.
He literally got it down to two things. He said, all I got to do is get tickets on sale and the show.
Right, that's it.
The show.
That's all there is.
But you guys have a chance to take all these words and all this anger and all this hostility you've had for all these years and take it out on me. And a guy who's not even going to hit you back very hard. I mean, a guy who's basically going to be a glorified sparring partner.
I'd actually rather just play darts. You play darts, Aaron? You want to throw cricket, best of three?
Sudoku?
Yeah.
That's the guy who unprompted suggested that he should and then shouldn't box me, even though the DA and the lead detective on my case would love it if he just beat the ever-loving shit out of me.
Yeah.
I've never suggested that I should fight Aaron Imholte, like not ever once. He's like, you guys, your hostility, you're just so anxious to get in the ring and fight me.
Right.
Like,
do you know?
No concept of reality. None. It doesn't
Is he on
exist
any
to him.
medications that you know of?
I don't know since he started
Low
therapy if he got
testosterone.
any medications. I know he started therapy.
Estrogen, perhaps.
Estrogen.
But his therapy is just betterhelp.com.
Yeah,
like he
it's
talks
not-
so all the time. He's like, look, I've been
Right,
going
yeah,
to
yeah.
therapy. I've been getting, it's just BetterHelp. It's like he talks to someone online once, every so often. And
So
he actually had stopped doing that for a while and went back to it later.
I got better.
Well,
Nick, I'm better now.
He had the 15-minute free trial, and on that, they told him he's not a narcissist. He's
Yeah.
like, this is pretty good. I'm going to sign up.
Yeah,
You
the
can't
room they
possibly
locked
be a
him-
narcissist. I'm like, I know, I've beaten it. No one else could manage, but I did.
Right.
The room they laughed him out of was a chat room. Will he get a baseball bat against Nick this time?
I'm sorry, what was that last bit?
Oh yeah, he said last time he fought you, he had a baseball bat with him.
Oh, that's right.
This is one of those fun things. He did
So that-
not. And believe me, I want that to have happened because what people may not understand is if you suggest that you threatened someone with a baseball bat and put them in such fear that they did something that they weren't otherwise doing in the state of Minnesota, that's second-degree felony assault with a deadly weapon enhancer that he admitted to publicly if that story were true.
Hold
If
on. You
that
sound like a
story-
lawyer.
If that story were
Don't take
true,
my word for
I
it.
could go to the police because I know the exact date he's talking about. I could go to the police and say that, look, I have 2 witnesses who are there that say that there is no justification for this type of behavior. And this man grabbed a baseball bat and threatened me. He's bigger than me. He's taller than me. And he backed me off of where I had a legal right to be with a baseball bat. That would be a slam dunk case that he admitted to doing. And I can't do it because it didn't happen. It's like,
Right.
oh, God,
He'd have
wish
to
he
use the
would've
Alex
now.
Jones defense. Like, I'm just a performer. It's the character that I play. That's not a real thing.
God, if I would have been
Hilarious.
vindictive, like I could have
Yep.
honestly gotten him charged with a crime that you could go to prison for a really, really
Wow.
long time, like a severely long time. And it's not one of those things where it's like, okay,
At least
well,
90
it's your
days.
first time assaulting someone with a deadly weapon, so we'll probably do probation. Like, no, like, homie, you'd be going for a while. But no, that didn't happen.
Oh.
It's a thing where he took pieces of a scenario where I'm in an argument with someone because I'm in an argument with someone that has no physical violence involved at all. And he has decided then that in his mind, he must have gotten, like, he must have done something to rectify the situation. It's like, well, or there was an argument and the argument was over and no one ever exchanged any sort of violence during this, because that would be insane. That would be something that is so out of character for who I am and who the other person is that it just didn't happen. But in his mind, he's like,
You seem like an angel.
Stop him. Why'd you have to get a bat? I'm so little. You told everyone you could just brush me aside with one arm. Like, why would you need a baseball bat, you weirdo?
Hit the like button.
And be like, hey, yeah.
Fuck Doom. Doom fucking sucks. Doom never includes me in anything. He's a
Piece of shit Doom, loser Doom, dipshit Doom.
When I'm Doom, I'm stupid. I'm a dumbass. My name's Doom. I ain't got nothing to do except troll.
No wonder why they call you Doom.